Is your wife due soon?
Not for another 5 weeks. You're gonna be okay.
Oh, my baby.
Let me take you to see your daughter.
Welcome to What the Flick, everybody. I'm Matt Atchity. This is Alonso Duralde. We are here to talk about Hours.
Yes, it is apparently not the final film that Paul Walker made, but one of his last and the first film to be released since his tragic death in a recent car accident. He stars as a man whose wife has just given birth. The baby lives, the wife dies, and Hurricane Katrina is hitting, and the baby is on a respirator that needs to be plugged in for 48 hours, but the power is out and the water is rising and things get messy. Take a look.
This is a ventilator. Your daughter hasn't yet learned how to breathe on her own. This is giving her a little help.
The streets are flooding.
That ventilator isn't portable.
So we're stranded here?
I'll go get help.
Hey, we got a bad battery in here. Nurse? Somebody, please? 3 minutes.
You know, I gotta say, I think it's easy to sort of want to get too hyperbolic about this given the timing of this movie's release, but I was really impressed with Paul Walker's performance here. You know, this is the kind of movie you make when you're a movie star and you want to be an actor. Right. You know, and I think
he's in every scene of this movie. He's
often by himself.
Mostly by himself. He probably spends 75% of the time
talking to the baby or a dog.
Exactly. And he really sells it. And yes, it is tempting. It's tough, right? Because we've just lost him. Everybody's like, oh my God, he's so young. And it's hard to not look at this and be like, wow, he was really good in this, right? But he kind of is.
He's pretty, I was impressed by how he pulled it off, and I'm just, you know, the fact that he wanted to do it at all, like this is clearly an exercise to sort of stretch himself on screen, and he really kind of hits all the bases. You know, there are a few flashbacks with Genesis Rodriguez, who plays his late wife.
And I like how that was structured in the movie. Yeah. I like that you get dumped right into the story, and then you have like his kind of memories, and as he's dozing off, like his thoughts about how he got together with her, and it all works. I think that the story's got a few problems in it. I think it does some, you know, it definitely takes some missteps, and I'm not really sure how I would buy that character ends up being as competent as he is. You know, he does some stuff that seems to, I don't know that it comes out of left field, but you get no backstory for his character.
Yeah, I mean, I do understand that in the moment, obviously, you're going to do everything possible to save the life of your infant child, but yeah, it does get a little almost super heroic at times. I said in my review that if this were a 50-minute episode of like an anthology series, that it would be a classic.
You're
it would be because the whole ticking clock thing is so great, and the way the things keep piling up. But Eric Heiserer, is that his name?
Heisenberg.
He wrote the remakes of The Thing and Nightmare on Elm Street and Final Destination 5. It's his directorial debut. Kind of overdoes it after a while. Like, there's not enough to make this go a full 90 minutes, so there's a few too many things. But that said, it's worth seeing for Walker, certainly, and I think that it's you know, it's kind of a reminder that this guy had sort of more colors in his paint box that you know we won't know about.
And one of the things I liked about this movie is that it could have upped the stakes very dramatically and made things, you know, really bent over the top, and it stays small.
Sure.
It stays about the story. It stays focused on Paul Walker trying to keep the ventilator powered. Right. And that's it.
And that's enough for the
And that's enough.
Part,
and it's, you know, the limits of what he has to do and his frustration and his despair and all the emotions he goes through. Paul Walker absolutely sells it. And I think that, you know, a role like this where you're on screen all the time is a tough sell.
And I think, you know, a movie like this could have been sort of exploitative of Katrina, in the same way we've seen a lot of the post 9/11 movies get into kind of a squicky area. I think it effectively uses the disaster and all the horrible shit that went down as a backdrop without being gross about it, you know. And you know, heaven knows, so many movies get made in Louisiana now for the tax credits. This one at least has a very good reason to be there, and you know, they make. I mean, obviously, no, they don't make a lot of use of the locations because it's almost all in this hospital room. But yeah, it's, you know, it's a cool little B movie premise that it owns and goes with, and yeah, it's one of his better performances, and it just, you know, sort of, I think, makes his loss all the sadder.
Absolutely. So final score?
I would give it a 6.8.
Yeah, I think I'm about a 6.5. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, so that's our average is 6.7. What's
and
it in
on the tomato meter, only 40%, and we only have like 15 reviews, but most people, when they complain, they're complaining about the story really just not holding together.
Right.
So I do get that criticism, but
it wasn't enough to not make me enjoy the film.
Yeah, I think ultimately it comes to, I mean, I found it moving by the end. Like, I found it emotionally involving.
Yeah, you definitely get, I think, invested in the character.
Absolutely.
So yeah, check it out.
All right, that's it. Thanks.